What is up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review WWE 2K19. So there's no really plot to WWE 2K19 because it's a wrestling game, but the basic features that we have in this game this year. Of course, we've got back career mode, which this time around feels more like a classic Road to WrestleMania story with your creative wrestler more this time around than just playing, matches all over and over and over again. There's an actual story that's behind it, and actually something interesting that's going along with it. Then you have, of course, we brought back the 2K Showcase mode. And Daniel Bryan was the main focus of the 2K Showcase mode. And we basically get to play from, the beginnings of his WWE career to when he came back from his retirement. So we get to do that. Of course, we've got the Universe mode. We've got, of course, Exhibition mode. We got a lot of all these cool modes as we've had in previous games and so much more new additions. So what do I think of WWE 2K19? Now, as of me releasing this video, it would have been a month since the game's release, so I think I've had a good enough time of playing the game, really getting to, play all the features and stuff like that. Really, except for online mode, because I don't really play online that much, so really that's the only one I really don't have too much in depth with. But everything else, I went through and, played through it a lot. And now I think I really have my full thoughts together about this game. So, what do I think of it? I gotta say, I definitely do think, honestly, this is the best one in the series so far, to be honest. I know I said that about 2K18 last year, but to be honest, after a while of playing it, it kind of got a little tedious and boring after a while, to be honest. I think I was just in the hype of, the release of the game and stuff like that, because after that, I barely picked it up for the most part, to be honest. Like, I really did. Throughout the year, I barely picked up 2K18. But with 2K19, I've been playing it non-stop since the game's release. I don't think there has been, of course, okay, there's been a couple days where I haven't played it, but like, for the most part, if I have an opportunity in the day to play it, I take that chance to play it because I love this game so much. It is easily the most fun game I have played in quite some time. Maybe since Uncharted 4, I think. Honestly, have I had this much fun with the game, to be honest. Like, I am constantly coming back to it because lately I've been kind of getting a little bit bored with games, to be honest. I just, they're fun, but then I never pick them up again, to be honest. I don't know why, but it just hasn't been the same as it was a couple of years back. But definitely with 2K19, man, I don't feel that way at all. I have been picking up this game constantly, playing it constantly, and just having a ton of fun with it. Like, this game is awesome. This is everything I could have possibly have wanted for a wrestling game, to be honest, because everything I was seeing beforehand for the game, I was like, yes, give me this now. I know some people were really worried about the game, which I understand, but everything I was seeing from this game, I was just like, they're bringing back like the craziness of the old games and stuff like that while mixing it up with the newer stuff with the game. And I was so excited for that. And I will say that they do that. And you know what? Enough of me kind of rambling and talking about it. Let's really get to the meat of the bone. Let's talk about the positives that I did have with this game. Let's just jump into them. So here we go. The positives. Let's do this. Whoo! Wha! Yeah. So here we go with the positives with this game. The positives for me, first being, of course, the gameplay. The gameplay is absolutely incredible here. Definitely some of the best gameplay we've ever had in any of the wrestling games. I love the gameplay here. The gameplay is nice and smooth, and also kind of like with the old games. It can be very fast-paced, kind of like some of the old games and stuff like that. And that's what I was kind of missing. I like the fast-paced energy with the games. You know what I mean? That was always my favorite element, and they stopped doing that in the newer, like from 2K15, they stopped doing like the more fast-paced type of wrestling. They wanted to make it more real, which is understandable. And but I kind of missed that kind of fast-paced nature of these games. And, they kind of somewhat brought it back to this. Like, I felt like that in the gameplay. It felt like a bit faster. I don't know if I'm just, that, really good at the game, or, they just brought it back. Like, but, I felt a little bit more fast-paced to that game and stuff, and I really liked that a lot, to be honest. I really like how they implemented that, and, the gameplay is nice, I like how it's nice and smooth, really plays out a match really well, kind of like something you would see on WWE TV, and it's very nice. Like, I really love the gameplay a lot to this. It's very fantastic, in my opinion. I really like it a lot, honestly. Like, it's nice and smooth. I've hardly had any glitches, maybe here and there, to be honest. There's definitely been some, but I've hardly had too many. But, yeah, I will say the gameplay is very nice, very smooth. Definitely, very great in my opinion. Really loved it a lot. The features here are really fantastic. Definitely the best we've seen the features in quite some time. Career mode, this is without question, the best career mode we've ever had so far in these 2K games. Career mode has been a big feature in these WWE games since 2K15, and they just haven't found the right stride on for them. 2K16 was fine. Before this, before 2K19, that was definitely my favorite one, to be honest, even though it was still kind of like repetitive. Because beforehand, it was just you play a bunch of matches. There was never really a purpose to why, you could keep going and stuff like that. Like, there was really no purpose. Here, there is a purpose, because there is a story behind it, in which I love. You start from, like, the indies and stuff like that, and then you make your way up to WWE, and it's, I don't want to spoil anything, just in case if you want to play this, and want to play the career mode. That's all I'll leave it at. And where it ends up, dude, it gets crazy. Like, I loved it. Like, it even gets, like, really freaking weird at points in the story, and it's awesome. Like, I loved it. Like, this, like I said before, it's like a classic Road to WrestleMania story. Like, it's like they took the Creator Wrestler Road to WrestleMania story and made it into the career mode. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because that's what this series needed for the career mode. I could have been more happier that they did this for the career mode, to be honest. Like, I love this. And the career mode is absolutely fantastic. Like, I loved playing through it. It was absolutely amazing, in my opinion. I loved it. Like, seriously, it felt like a classic Road to WrestleMania story, because if we weren't ever going to get Road to WrestleMania again, this was the perfect thing to do, and I loved it. It was absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Definitely a fantastic career mode. I will give 2K major props for finally, and I mean finally, getting it right with the career mode. So, the career mode is absolutely astonishing. The universe mode is absolutely incredible too. Universe mode has always been my favorite mode in these games for the past, since 12, really. Since WWE 12, because in 11 it was kind of not the best. But once you got to create your own shows in WWE 12, that's when I think Universe mode started getting really great. And it's been my favorite mode in any of these games since then, and I love playing it. It's absolutely incredible. I love getting to create my own shows, making my own rules and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, making my own version of WWE, and that's absolutely fantastic. I really love what they did with the career mode here in this year's game, and also the fact that you get to cash in your money in the bank at any point, really. Now, it's just not like, oh, you cash in and you can't play this matchup that you set up because it will just go straight to the cash in. No, you can cash in before the match, during the match, actually, or after the match. It's really fantastic. I love that a lot about this, and I really like that implement that they put into the game for this year's Universe mode. So, yeah, the Universe mode is really fantastic. The 2K Showcase mode is really great. I'm glad that they brought that back for this year, because 2K17 and 2K18 felt really empty without another mode attached to it. The career mode was really the only, like, main story mode that was attached to the game, and it really kind of felt empty. And I was kind of missing the 2K Showcase mode, but they brought it back. They brought back the 2K Showcase mode for WWE 2K19, and hopefully they, continue it onward with that. So yeah, and we got to focus on the rise, as it's called, the rise and fall of Daniel Bryan. And we got to basically go through his career in WWE for the most part. You know, not everything in his career, but good majority of big things that happened in his career. And it was really fantastic. I really loved going through his entire career and really just, getting to just, relive. Because I've witnessed all of these moments that are in, well, except for the first matchup between John Cena and Daniel Bryan from like a Velocity episode in 2003. Besides that, I've witnessed every moment that is in this showcase mode. And it was amazing to relive those moments, play through those moments, because I'm like, yeah, I was watching all these moments. I remember the night at WrestleMania 30 when he won both WWE, won both of his matches and won the WWE World title. Like, I lost my damn mind when that happened. And getting to relive that and getting to, play through that again was absolutely fantastic in my opinion. I really loved that a lot. And, it was awesome getting to relive those moments and, getting to play through them. And it was fantastic. Brought back kind of some memories for me because, like I said, I've witnessed this dude's career from basically the very beginning, from NXT in 2010. So yeah, I really love that a lot. So I do think the 2K Showcase mode is really fantastic here. And everything else too, from like the creative sweeps to towers, to the 2K towers, that's a lot of fun to play. Like, I really like that a lot. That's really cool, honestly. I really like the 2K towers a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting features that they have in this game this year that I think are really, really fantastic. And the soundtrack. The soundtrack is easily the best soundtrack we have had since like 2010, to be honest. Like, I love pretty much every song that is on this soundtrack, to be honest. Like, I love listening to it in the menu. I love listening to it on my own, to be honest. Like, it's an awesome soundtrack. Easily probably my favorite soundtrack of the whole year. Like, this is what a wrestling soundtrack should be for a video game. And, because the past, either I would turn like a couple songs off from the soundtrack because I don't really like them, to be honest. And usually they would choose the oddest things for the soundtracks. But here I felt like every track on this soundtrack felt like a soundtrack for a wrestling game. Like, every song on this no song on this felt out of place for me. I felt like it fit perfectly into the soundtrack. And it's really amazing. I really love that a lot. So yeah, the soundtrack, fantastic, man. Let me tell you something. The soundtrack is really amazing here. Really love listening to it whenever I'm in the menu or, I'm off of the game and just listening to it on my own. It's a great soundtrack. It really fits you into the mood of the wrestling game. The graphics here. The graphics are absolutely outstanding. It seems like they've really, because they've been trying, like, 2K17 did not look that great. 2K16 looked fine. Like 2K15, 2K16, they looked fine. 17, I don't know what the hell they were doing. 2K18 got better. 2K19, I think they've really hit the high point for their graphics, to be honest. I really love how the game looks. The game looks absolutely spectacular with all the arenas, the character models and stuff like that. Like, they are absolutely fantastic. And I really love what they've got going here with the graphics here in this game. They are really, really phenomenal in my opinion. I really love how the game looks in my opinion. The game looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. I love how it looks. So yeah, graphics are absolutely fantastic here. So yeah, that's overall what I got to say about the overall with the positives. So let's get into the negatives, because there are some things I have to talk about. Now, my negatives with the game, I don't even really think they're negatives, to be honest. They're really just mostly minor nitpicks and gripes that I have a bit, honestly. Like, in the career mode, even though I love it a ton, there's still a little bit of tiny issues here in the career mode. Like, I will admit the time jumps at times can be really odd, honestly, like, and just really out of place. I felt like the time jumps were kind of a little bit much. In the career mode, like, there are some times where they kind of time jump just a little bit too fast. I'm like, okay, let's slow it down just a bit. Like, I didn't really like how the time jumps happened in this point. Like, you could be there 1 week and it will be like, oh, 1 week later or 2 days later. Like, just the time jumps were kind of a little bit odd to me, and just like really rushed through it. And kind of some of these time jumps, I didn't really like how that was implemented. And sometimes, like, there could be little glitches and stuff like that here and there. Also, I forgot to mention, something that I loved about this year's career mode is that they got all the wrestlers to do voice acting for this game. I love that. I miss that so much about these games. Like, the wrestlers coming in and doing voice acting for, like, the modes, like the career mode and stuff like that. Like, I miss that. I'm glad they brought that back this year, because it was so awesome to hear the wrestlers' voices when they're actually talking. Except when it came to John Cena. Who in the hell did they get to voice John Cena? Listen, I get John Cena's the busiest out of everyone in the company, but could he have not gotten into the studio to at least record a couple of lines? Because, my God, the guy that they got to voice John Cena is damn noticeable, okay? It's laughably bad. Seriously, the guy that's trying to imitate John Cena, it's laughably bad. Like, that is definitely the worst thing, voice acting-wise, in this entire game. Also, major props to the guy who does the voicing for the actual My Player in this game. He is really great. I really loved his voice acting with it. Like, he sounded very enthusiastic. Like, I really loved his voice acting in this game, and really brings the presence of your player in the game. So I'll give him major props for that. He was great in this game. So yeah, and whoever they got to voice John Cena. And lastly, I think there are a couple of glitches here and there. You're gonna get it with games, you definitely are, but there's some noticeable glitches here and there. Like, I was playing a matchup with, like, Jeff Hardy and Christian the other night, and, like, it, like, zoomed out very crazily for about, like, a couple seconds. It was weird, and, like, it was funny, but it was weird. But there are a couple of, like, glitches here and there that, like, can be improved and stuff like that. But, you know, maybe with some updates and some patches and stuff like that, they can improve it. But there are a couple of times where it's kind of a bit glitchy, and there's some glitches here and there that are kind of annoying. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say, to be honest. So overall, WWE 2K19, I could say with full confidence, is the most fun game I've played in a very, very long time. Like, seriously, I am coming back to this game endlessly. Like, I haven't really felt that way about a video game in quite some time, to be honest. Like, I am coming back to this thing more and more often. Like, seriously, ever since its release, I've been playing it non-stop for the most part. So that's a good sign, in my opinion. Hopefully that stays the same for the months to come before, you know, the next game. But, you know, if 2K can get this right, it got this right with this game, I believe they can take it even further with 2K20 and quite possibly, if they can, make the best wrestling game since Here Comes the Pain. I really do think they can do it. If this game shows it that they could possibly do it, I think they can. So I have tons of faith in 2K that they could possibly make 2K20 even better. But, you know, still on the topic of 2K19, it's an absolutely fantastic game. I loved it a lot. If you're a huge wrestling fan, you must get this game. It is a must. It is absolutely fantastic. So it's time for my official grade on WWE 2K19. And my official grade on WWE 2K19 is an A to like an A+. I'm kind of torn. I don't know where it lands officially, because I do have some problems with it. And, like, this is the most fun game I've played in a while. I'll say this. It's an A because as an overall, it's an A because, you know, there are still some issues and some things that kind of gripe it from being an A+. But it's an A+ on just how much fun I've had with it, to be honest. Like, seriously, it is just an A+ based on just how much fun I've had with this game. Like, seriously, I am dead serious when I say that there is no game that I've had more fun playing in quite some time than 2K19. So I'll say that. Just on a pure fun level, it's an A+. But if we're talking on a pure, maybe suggestive level, it's like an A or an A-, around there. So yeah, I'll say that it's around like there subjectively, but just like a fun, like just on fun, just overall enjoyment level, it's an A+. Honestly, like seriously, this is just one of the most fun games I've ever played. Like I have so much fun playing this game, even a month after the game's release. I'm still having fun because sometimes I get burnt out within the first 2 weeks of the release of the game. And it's been a month, I'm still coming back to it. I have not felt that way since 2K14, to be honest. So, major props for 2K to really giving me something great, because I'm loving this thing, and I've got all the faith in the world that they can do even better with the next one. So, yeah. WWE 2K19. What an amazing game. So, I need to ask all of you, my good people, if you play WWE 2K19, please let me know. What do you think of it? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you out later. Peace.